It's Wild 94.1, wild941.com. Joey Franchize, Bobby Shampoo. I'm here with the Super Thug, the Drink Champ, N.O.R.E, N.O.R.E. What's happening, dude?
What's going on? Who's Bobby Shampoo?
I'm Bobby Shampoo.
Oh, yeah, that's old school Puerto Rican name right there. You Puerto Rican? That's old school. For people out here who don't know, that is real old school, authentic Puerto Rican name. Like, you had to write graffiti with that name.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? For real. You had to know graffiti writing. For real.
No doubt. And yo, and N.O.R.E, I've been a fan of yours for years. You are a hip-hop icon. It's legit an honor. Because, I mean, I've seen you even before, like, you know, when I was up in Connecticut and you would come through the studio, I'd be like, damn, that's N.O.R.E, man. I remember N.O.R.E, you know, Melvin Flint. Come on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So this is awesome right here. And it's amazing how you've always leveled up every inch of your career. Like now you have the Drink Champ podcast.
Yes.
Please tell me how that came all about, bro.
Well, what I try to do is like, you know, every, you know, people try to say every 10 years you should reinvent yourself, or every 5 years you should plan it. And I just remember, you know, like taking a chance for something like Reggaeton. You know what I'm saying? I would go to Puerto Rico and they would play this music and I would come back home. Nobody would mess with it. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take the chance. And it worked out for me, you know what I'm saying? And then even when it would come to like things like, you know, working with Pharrell, nobody was working with him. Nobody knew who he was. So I took that chance. So when it comes to the podcast, the Drink Champs, I was just watching, you know, not ESPN, I was about to say ESPN First Take, but I was watching Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley.
TNT.
And they were TNT, there you go. And they were interviewing other players. This whole day they was just interviewing players. And I was saying to myself, wow, hip hop don't got that. Where's the hip hop version of that where they like all the players respect Charles Barkley, they respect Kenny Smith, they respect Shaquille O'Neal. So where's the hip hop version of that? So that's what I thought of. Me and my partner, and we got together, and we had a radio show before back in the days called Military Crazy Raw Radio, and that was when it was on 66 Raw. This was before they merged with Sirius and Hip Hop Nation and all that.
Right.
So we had stopped doing it, and this was the perfect time. We was like, there's no platform for it, so let's go for it, and it worked out.
And it's perfect, man. And you make it like you said, but the TNT, like they talk about players and they talk about. You know, like, they'll talk to Kevin Garnett now and be like, yo, who talked the most trash? And it's like, it's dope to hear these hip-hop stories. You know, me being a fan and seeing, you know, either somebody had beef with so-and-so or whatever the case is. And it's interesting, too, because you use this platform also to kind of, like, put an end to maybe some of the beefs that you've had in the career.
I you know what it is? I want to praise hip-hop. Hip-hop, for so many years, has been critiqued, and right now, we living in a stage where info is just being distributed to you at a mile a minute. So most info that is being distributed just happen to be negative.
Yeah.
I wanted to see, well, you know what? Let's just, you know, do something different. Let's big up our legends. Let's, you know, some of these guys people forgot about. You know what I'm saying? Some of the guys that we interview, people don't know who they are, period. You know what I'm saying? So we get them on the platform. I, you know, do my research, and most of them I know already. But still, I do a little bit of research. I go watch a couple of their interviews. I go, you know what I'm saying, Google a couple of stuff. We listen to all artists, and we listen to the playlist. And we just want to have fun. We just want to make, let's make hip-hop great again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we're doing, man. So we're having fun. And for those that is on to Drink Champs, for those that's not on the Drink Champs, you can watch us every Thursday at 10 p.m. on Revolt. You can also go online. There's an app. We have a Drink Champs app. You can watch all the episodes or listen to all the episodes. And we out here doing it. But I also have my food show called On the Run Eating.
Right.
For people who follow me, my first album as a solo artist was called Now I'm on the Run Eating. You know what I mean? So for me to come back, you know, all these years later and have a food show, pretty much respecting my first album, On the Run Eating. Well, it was called, you know, it's On the Run Eating now. This is On the Run Eating. And to have a food show, you know, all these years later, I'm just, you know, I'm out here just hustling, man. I'm out here showing people that, yo, you can grow old in hip hop, or you could be old without feeling old. You know, I'm 40 years old. I don't have no fake hip-hop age. I just can't really keep up with that. I know the people who, you know, lie about their ages and things like that, and I just be looking at them like, you got to relax. You got to relax. But it's cool. You know, I'm 40 years old, and, you know, to most kids, who's doing hip hop, they're 16 to 24. So yeah, they probably do look at me like an old guy, but I know they're gonna look at me like one of the old cool guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not washed up. I'm out here hustling. I don't need anybody for nothing. I'm out here doing it, but I'm showing respect, and that's what counts.
And I dig that. And you had LL like not that long ago, like a month or two ago.
Yes.
And that was an amazing and to see you guys.
All right. I was fanned out.
Because he's being a Queens native, you know what I mean? Two Queens cats is going at it, and obviously him being the man in hip hop.
Yes.
To see him have his own TV show.
Yep.
Snoop has his own TV show, and you kind of following suit.
I'm following suit.
It's just dope to see the culture, from when I grew up, to see these guys just doing great.
Right.
Because it's like a lot of people wonder what's next.
Yeah, because the crazy thing about me was, when it comes to transitioning to another career, I always look at Will Smith and LL. You know what I'm saying? Because LL, he went and got on a sitcom, and then Will Smith went and got on a sitcom, and they both eventually transitioned into movies. And after that, so this is basically, I'm doing my version of what they did. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing it my way. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not making as much money as them. You know what I mean? Because they were making them sitcoms they was on was some heavy thing. But I do have my own show. Drink Champs is my own show. I do have my own food show. And I'm just doing it my way. But the one thing that they didn't do while they was dominating on the sitcom world, either one of them was constantly putting out music. They weren't keeping up with the music. So me looking up to them and them being my idols, I wanted to say, I don't want to say something that they made a mistake, because they didn't make a mistake, but something that they lacked. If they would have had music out at that time, it would have meant a lot more. So that's the reason why it was dope for me and Pharrell to get back in the studio, and for him to call me, actually. You know what I'm saying? He called me and was like, let's get back. I said, I think I hit him and said, send me a beat. And he called me. He's like, let's get in the studio. And I was like, all right, sure. But, the way he said it, because he's so rich, you know what I'm saying? I just thought he was just saying it to say it, And then I went to L.A., and I forgot to call him. So he must have seen me on my Instagram. And then he called me, and he was like, I thought I told you to call me when you got to L.A. I was like, oh, Pharrell, you serious? Like, I didn't think you really meant to go. You really want to go in the studio again? And he's like, yeah. In my mind, he said, yeah, idiot. You know what I'm saying? So the next week, I had a show in San Francisco, and I had a San Diego and San Francisco show. No, it was San Francisco, not San Diego. I'm bugging. It was San Francisco. So I said, you know what? From San Francisco, I'll just fly to L.A., and I'll just stay there for a couple of days. He said, cool. We went there. We got in the studio, and it was all organic. Like, nothing was forced. And it just reminded me of how great we were, because we were in the same studio. We were in, like, these nowadays when you hear the music and you say it's lacking, and you hear collaborations, you say it's all right. It's because people are sending people verses. It's email. That's not what music is really about. If you go and collaborate with somebody, be in the same room with them. Right. You know what I'm saying? Get to smell their chicken they eating. You know what I mean? Get to smell, you know what I mean, my marijuana I'm smoking. You know what I'm saying? You got to share the experience, and that's why I think that's why I know N.O.R.E, my record with Pharrell, is having such a beautiful reaction, and that's the reason why I love it, because it's just real. And
it's so dope to have you guys back together.
Right.
Like,
right.
I could never imagine like a N.O.R.E album without Pharrell being a part of it some way,
at least
somehow.
One track. At least
something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's cool. And like, does Pharrell, I mean, he's so out of here. Like, does it ever bug you out? Like, yo, like this dude does, he did Happy. You know what I'm saying?
It bugs me out every day.
And he turned, but he originally made, Super Thug.
Exactly. It bugs me out every day because, to tell you the truth, it is a pat on my back, because.
Would you say that you discovered him though?
In a way,
how'd you find each other?
Discovered him. I can say that I was the first hit that he had, like the first global hit. He had other records, because I remember him telling me like nobody listens to me. So meaning he was just giving people beats, and he was saying I got hooks, and they was like, look, guy, you gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? And then so he said nobody listens to me, and I just for some reason I believed him. I believed that if I listen to him, it's gonna work, because of the passion he had in him. I remember him quoting the Blood Money lyrics to me. He coming up to me and quoting the Blood Money lyrics, and I'm looking at him, because he got on tight chains. He got on chokers rather. He got on chokers. He always wore tight stuff. This is not nothing new. I mean, real tight stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I looked at him and I was just. He quoted the Blood Money lyrics, And then as soon as he finished quoting it, he said, but I don't have a thug bone in my body. And I said, that sincerity right there, I believe you. Because he let me know, like, you know, Blood Money lyrics is kind of gangsterish, you know what I mean? So for him, so I'm looking, and the minute he stopped, he said, but I ain't a thug at all. I don't got not one thug bone in my body, N.O.R.E. So I looked and I said, to me, that's sincere. To me, I had seen not only sincerity, I had seen greatness because people just wasn't real back then like that. Like, you know what I mean? And every beat he played me, we just got a great chemistry. So I just love it. That's the reason why Uno Mas is like up there, that one of my favorite records I ever made, because I'm not holding back. I'm being me. Like, you know, I made a album called The War Report. Me and him, our first record together was called Super Thug. And for me, I never told on nobody. I played the streets correct. I played it with honor. So for me, this is like a gangster's graduation, like somebody who lived a gangster life, who participated in all these negative things. And you could see him publicly transition to a grown man, to a loyal husband, to a good father, to a great son. You know what I mean? I'm doing it in front of people. I felt it was my responsibility to show them my growth and show them that I'm still having fun out here too. Right. I'm growing. I'm not about the hood life no more. I keep my hood people with me, but I'm not super hood life no more. I eat caviar, yes I do. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And but I'm doing it cool. I'm not making me feel like I'm better than anybody, and I'm not feeling below anybody. I'm not above them. I'm not under them, but I'm right there. I'm gonna ride right beside them, and I'm gonna ride with them. And that's it. That's what Uno Mas reflects. It reflects a person who grew up in front of you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Became a man in front of you guys, did the bad things in front of you guys, and now showing you, look, this is where you at in life. And as you grow, and as you become a grown, I think what would they say, a grown ass man. Yeah. As you become a grown ass man, you know what I'm saying? Accept your growth. Accept that, you know, you're elder. Accept that, and wear it, and be happy. And have fun in the process. And that's why I love Uno Mas so much. It reflects all that in one record.
It's a great vibe record too, man. And I want to just say too, like, you've always kept it authentic every, you know what I mean, step of the way as you grew. Yep. And you kind of, you know, for me, you know, even watching from the sideline and being just a fan and you know, fly on the wall and a spectator of the game, like you made it cool to be like, yo, you know, I did this shit, but you know what I mean? Like it's cool to grow up and still be you.
Yep. That's what I think is most important, because you know, I when I first made music, I didn't know people were gonna live their life to this music. Like, there's people who every other day, like, they'll show me a tattoo on Instagram of Bloody Money and N.O.R.E. and the War Report and the reunion, and it's like, wow, I didn't know I was making this music that people would put on their bodies and people would live by.
That
this.
We wear it, even Supreme.
So
the collab.
Like every day, I see a young kid walking down the street with a Supreme shirt, and I just look at him and I'm like,
that's live.
Kid don't even know it's me.
My homie from down here, he has a Supreme deck.
Right. Oh, the skateboard. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of those.
Wall.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of. I gotta give it to 8 and 9. They mad at me. But yeah. So like, that's dope. Like, it's dope for me, like, to see the young, like that. It was funny. I just talking about the Pharrell thing, but that day in San Francisco, I'm walking to the stage. And the kid, you know, he must have paid his money to be backstage and see all the stars go on stage prior. So I'm walking to the stage, he's like, "Drink Champs." I'm like, "What's up, kid?" He's like, "Drink Champs." He doesn't even know my name is N.O.R.E, I don't think. Right? So he just keep calling me Drink Champs. I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" And I said, "Yo, I'll be right back. I'm going to the stage." He said, "Who you announcing?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I'm performing." And he's like, But you're not a rapper. You're Drink Champs.
Oh, God.
And it was bad, but it was also good, because it's like this kid is, you know, he was 16, 18 or something like that. Or maybe even 20s. So I got on, I did the show, and I kept looking at the kid. He kept looking at the people who knew all the music. And then he knew Oye Mi Kando, and he knew Homeboy. And he knew that he didn't know Super Thug. But so when I came on stage, he was like, "Dude, I didn't know that was you, dude." Like, and it was just like, it was amazing to me, because it was, at first I wanted to be like, I want to choke him. And then I realized, you know what? At least you know me. Like, I remember I first moved to Miami, and a kid came up to me and was like, "El Pollo Loco." And that was my role in State Property too. That was for y'all that don't know, that's a movie I did. And I enjoyed that he called me El Pollo Loco, but I'm like, you know how much other things I did in my life? But that was cool. So, my point is, as long as they recognize you, whether, hopefully I'll get some Food Show fans, that people who didn't like the podcast or didn't like my music, but they love me as a food show. You know what I'm saying?
But it's good because I think doing things like that kind of make people want to go do their history.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Especially with this new generation where the internet is everything, and this time and age, SoundCloud's the shit.
Right.
And I want to get on this topic. We're here with N.O.R.E, by the way, Wild 94.1, Joey Franchize.
Yep.
And I want to talk about this new generation of rap. And I feel like, going back to even how Drink Champs is structured. You know what I mean? We're talking about, you paying homage and you fanning out with LL there, or like DMX being with you.
Yep.
Do you feel like this generation lacks? Certain art. I can't speak on like Joey Badass. I can't speak on like Drake or Logic or any of them type of guys that kind of get the culture.
But are you saying that most of them lack their respect?
Do they lack respect?
I think they do, because if I was going to play baseball, right, I would want to know who Babe Ruth is, Jackie Robinson is. I want to know who the people who came before me, and especially the greats, especially the people who made it somewhere. They don't care. These guys are just put on yellow hair, you know what I'm saying? Pink goatee, and they're like, yo, look, their look is already, they got your attention for the look.
Yeah.
And that's it. They'll get a million people, and they'll get a million people to watch their music, and we don't know if there's a million people laughing at them, or a million people laughing with them, or a million people who sincerely like this record. But that's what it is right now. They'll rather go study tactics as opposed to studying Tupac lyrics, as opposed to studying Nas' It Was Written album, as opposed to studying some Outkast music, some Killer Mike music. They'll rather go out there and just think of the next tactic, because all of it, if you like, what is it, Little Chucky? They got to not Little Chucky. They got to do the Black Chucky, and that's all he does. He's just the Black Chucky, right? And it's no disrespect to him, you know what I'm saying? But it's the attention. Like, you get people's attention. Now, if you get their attention, doesn't make you rich yet. You have to continue to get their attention. So that part really doesn't make it hip hop. It makes it kind of gimmicky. So the thing about it is, they don't have to do that. That's to answer your question. All you got to do is go and study your greats. Go find somebody that you think is ill. Study them. See how they did. See how they're successful. Like, I never seen Jay-Z with purple hair. I never seen Nas with turquoise mohawk. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. If that's what it is, I get it. I was young once. Yeah. I wore damaged jeans. You know what I mean? I wore Michael Jackson zipper jackets. I get it. I get it. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, if they pay attention to the craft more, or they don't even have to study another artist. Just pay attention to the craft, period. This gimmicks, that's why they don't have no respect, because they just feel like I could just do a gimmick and I could get 1 million views, and some record label's gonna throw me a bunch of money. And whether it work or not, I got the bunch of money. But here's where they mess up. Most of you guys are gonna be one-time wonders. Save all that money, because it might just not keep flowing in. So save that money, because these record labels are shiesty, man. They look at you like a number. You're just a number. You're just a number. Like I don't even want to go any deeper. You're just a number. Trust me.
And do you think that the craft is kind of being lost, and that hip hop has been more of a popularity contest?
Yes. That's why I bring up the gimmicks, because if the thing is this, like when you first heard Migos, and I get people might disagree with me, they looked at it like a gimmick, right? Straight gimmick. They were all, signed up and all this, but they kept going.
Yeah.
And they kept making music, and they kept making music, making music. Now, you got to look at them like real people. These are real artists. These guys could get busy. Now, could they rap better than Joe Buttons? No, but they're not in Joe Buttons' league. So let's separate that. But Migos, they kept going. I got to salute them. I remember seeing them in Club Onyx working Versace. And I remember the girls laughing at them, like saying, "Hey man, these guys in here talking about Versace. They ain't even throwing no money." They were laughing at them. I bet you them girls wish they were coming there now. I bet you that. You know what I'm saying? They wish they was coming there now. So, you could outlast the gimmick. You just got to be crafty, and you have to work. That's what's happening. These guys are just, they'll do something crazy. They'll dig up their nose in the rap. I dig up my nose when I rap. I dig up my nose when I rap. I dig up my nose when I rap, and the shit works. They're like, oh shit, you got a whole club. Dig up their nose when they rap. You know what I'm saying? And then it works, and then you forgot. You got to do another one. You got to keep it relevant, and that's why But you know what? In total, hip hop has to. I can't lie to y'all. Like in the '90s, we didn't have fake people doing the same thing.
Word.
It's just not to the extent. But we had whack artists in the '90s. We had bozos in the 90s.
I peeped some.
We had people doing some dumb things in the 90s. But for the most part, everybody wanted to be authentic. Everybody wanted to have their own sound. Nobody wanted to sound like nobody else. Nobody wanted to follow nobody else. I for sure as hell didn't. When everybody's wearing shiny suits, you could Google it. I had on an Army fatigue jacket.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? When everybody was, running, going this way, I was running that way. And I made everybody come with me eventually. People laughed at me when I did reggaeton. And then every single rapper who laughed at me had a reggaeton remix out there. You know what I'm saying?
You were ahead of the curve.
I seen it. I be luckily seen it. I remember working with Swiss Beats, and people didn't even know who Swiss Beats' name was, and they were in Rough Riders. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just lucky to look at this music and look at it in a positive way, and and still be here.
You created the word slime, and
that's right.
Young Thug uses it.
That's right. Yep.
Now it's becoming a thing again.
Yeah. I mean, slime. And to tell you the truth, it's the funniest thing in the world. I got my friend Down Leezy asked me, "Yo, you wanna?" Because we used to eat in the studio. This is how Sonny Anderson, the cook, got invented.
Okay.
Because we used to only eat pizza and sandwiches in the studio. But I'm talking about we did it for 7 years. I'm talking about 7 years strong. We used to do that, right? So that was our thing, was the sandwiches. So my man Down Leezy goes, "Yo, you want a sandwich? Because I'm going to get that Pepperdine." So I said, "Nah," and because my man Down Leezy eats pepperoni.
Right.
So when he said Pepperdine, I was like, "Nah," because I'm thinking it's pepperoni. So that was a certain type of turkey.
Yeah.
So he goes get this.
That.
I didn't know that. So he goes get the sandwich. He comes back, gets somebody a piece, and I said, "Oh," and they're like, "Oh, this is slamming. What kind of turkey is this?" And he said, "Pepperdine." So I said, "Oh, I thought that was pepperoni because I don't eat pepperoni."
Right.
So I said, "Oh, all right, you gotta give me that half." So he gives me half. He just sit there. He's like, "You slime," because he had just asked me if I wanted. Very simple. That's how slime got invented. Very simple.
I'm so happy I figured that out, man. It was such a dope. It was such a dope word to use.
Yeah, it was
like
very
you made
simple.
It the illest to use.
And then we just started calling each other slime. Every time somebody did something, we was like slime. And then we just started. We stopped saying. We tried to stop saying the N-word.
Right.
That's really how it kept going. We was like, yo, let's just replace it with slime, or let's just replace it with something else. And It took on a life of its own. So many people took the word. So many people took the word jump off from me. So many people took the word haterade from me. I mean, I've invented. I won't even tell you so much slang I've given.
You created a lot of slang over the years, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're responsible for a lot of the slang being used, man.
Yeah, man. I've and you can't really copyright slang, so I've gave my fair share to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And
given a lot. I will say that.
I've given a lot. Yes.
And with Uno Mas being a vibey, islandy record, and you having the would this be you kind of transitioning also? Would you also do with reggaeton being bigger now?
Well,
would you dabble in that also?
I don't think I'll do a full-fledged reggaeton as of now, but to me, Uno Mas is like reggaeton meets America, and they have a Heineken. Okay. Like, cause it's not really Spanish, but the vibes is so Spanish. Then I got another record that was coming after that. Again, the vibes is Spanish vibes, but it's a straight up all English lyrics, all that. So I'm trying to see if I could create something. I also have a record with Wyclef.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. I did
dropping
see that.
in November. It's his record though, dropping in November, and then me and him have one on my album as well. But his comes first. He already shot the video. He's so rich. He rented.
He's out of here.
He rented a big boat. He just had people standing around for 4 hours. He filmed when he wanted. Like it was some real rich shit. He just had the models. Like we was sitting there. He was like, don't worry. I was like, we're gonna film the video. He was like, don't worry about it. N.O.R.E. Give me 20 minutes. It was like 4 hours ago. It's like, geez Louise, I know how much these yachts cost. And yeah, so big up Wyclef. So I think it's called Trap. I forget. I don't want to mess up it. So it's something. I forget. It's Trap something. But I'm on there. We shot the video, so he's dropping it in November. And yeah, big him up. And he's dropping the whole remix album in November. So I heard it. Like it's real good. He's such a musical guy. But yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to create something else. Maybe American, like American, but with Spanish vibes.
Yeah.
Don't want to call it American tone, obviously, but it's like something like that where, it's still English. You know what I'm saying? It's still English, but it got the Spanish vibe. So where, like, it's crazy because I be hearing a lot of DJs. They play Uno Mas.
It sounds so good though.
And then they go right into some Spanish records. And I'm like, it's great
by default.
Yeah, it's great. I'm like, it's great. Or they'll go into like a French Montana, Unforgivable, or Rihanna joint. And I'm just grateful that people are out there and they absorb into the record because so many artists, they always do the same thing that when they do something outside of the box, you're kind of mad at them. You're like, why you ain't keep doing that? I'm lucky in my career, I always tried something else. Like, even from Capone and Noriega, N.O.R.E, my solo was just me trying something, taking that risk. And then even from Noriega blowing up and Capone coming back home, me just getting back with him. I could have said, I'm gone. I'm staying a solo. But me getting back with him, that was a risk. And it worked. So I like to take risk, and y'all see publicly when it worked. A lot of times you don't see publicly when it don't work. But trust me, a lot of times it doesn't work. But I look, listen, I take my wins with my losses, both with a smile. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Word.
And I want to ask you too, like, being on the topic of like reggaeton, how do you feel about it in the trap? Now they got a trap Latin
reggaeton.
trap.
I haven't got into trapathon or whatever they call it, or Latin trap. I haven't got into it as much just because I've been busy. But I have been hearing about Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny, he's
on fire.
Yeah, he's on fire. I forgot the other ones.
Osuna is doing another one, and I think and Farruko.
Okay,
he was just actually out here.
I've been here. So yeah, but one day this weekend I'll go through a whole playlist and I'll check it out. Like I'm just a fan of all music. So, but of course, reggaeton has a heart for me because I just feel like I help introduce it to Americans. I didn't say I invented reggaeton. I didn't say I'm a king of reggaeton. It's just simple fact. Like when you never seen a reggaeton video on BET. You never seen a reggaeton video on VH1. You never seen a reggaeton video on MTV until I did it. And that's just a fact. Like I love all you guys, but listen, they gotta know.
Let's be real.
Let's just be real here, man. Y'all can have it back. But let me just let y'all know. I brung it here first, goddammit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Hey, we're here with N.O.R.E. It's Wild 94.1, and let's talk about Drink Champs. Now, it's every Thursday, 10 o'clock, over on Revolt TV.
On Revolt TV.
It's dope that Diddy brought this to life.
Oh, yeah, he bought it, too. You use the right words.
That's awesome.
He bought it to life. That's right. He paid like he weighed. That's right, baby.
Now the upcoming episode you got coming up with Jermaine Dupri.
And
I heard it's going to be some ill shit in there.
It's real. Like, I was shocked because... And I'm starting to notice that the CEOs might be wilder than the artists on the show because I guess the CEOs, they've been playing the back for so long, but when the artist is wild, they probably got it from them anyway. So Jermaine Dupri got on there. He went crazy. He revealed a lot of stuff. Then right after that, we got Irv Gotti. He went crazy. Then we got Jim Jones. He was deep. Like, it was deep with Jim Jones. Well, towards the end, it was fun throughout the whole thing. But towards the end a little bit, it got deep. You know what I'm saying? It got real. And I respected that. Then we got Dream coming up.
Nice.
And Busta Rhymes. We got to do one thing over with Busta Rhymes interview. But Busta. And then we got the live podcast that we did on Revolt Live where T.I. actually returned to the podcast because we had a very awkward moment with T.I.
Right. I feel like he always gets. You got to kind of walk on eggshells with him sometimes when you talk to him.
No, I'm not walking on eggshells with nobody around nobody.
The show's very unfiltered.
But
I love it.
But you know what was dope? I gotta respect T.I. as a man because what happened was he wasn't supposed to be on the show. We were supposed to interview French, but T.I. came and. So I started asking him awkward questions. I started asking him shit, and he just wasn't ready for it. And, I had went on, I just was like, it was done, like, okay, that's cool. I'm going to move on. But for him to listen to his fans, because his fans called him, not called him, obviously, but his fans was hitting him because they was tagging me. And they was like, yo, T.I., N.O.R.E's not a reporter. You can't, hold him to the same thing as a reporter. He's one of y'all. He was cool. He wasn't trying to trap you up. He was trying to make you laugh. You know what I'm saying? And he must have seen that and been like, yo, but him being as much money as he got, I wouldn't have came back to Drink Champs. But he did, and he requested it. That made me know he is a man because it's not only that, not to say he's righting his wrongs or something, but if something wasn't right, for you to come and address it as a man, and sit right back down in that same seat, I got nothing but respect for that. Not only did I always respect T.I., but I over respect him now. I really, he might get a Happy Thanksgiving text this year.
Life.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
that type of shit. Yeah, word. I cursed twice. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
So sorry.
And I want to take now with the Jermaine Dupri thing coming up. I know you see Bow Wow getting dragged through the mud.
Yeah, Bow
in the
Wow,
social media. How do you feel about that? Do you think
Well, Bow Wow came
are we being super hard? I mean, the jet was okay.
Well,
okay, Bow Wow, we get it, but you know what I'm saying? You're faking the funk a little bit. But with this whole Death Row thing and him getting photoshopped in it,
yeah, that was funny. We got Jermaine Dupri before Bow Wow put that out for the record, but Bow Wow actually came to the podcast. In the middle of the podcast, he just popped up while we were interviewing Jermaine. And I asked him, I said, Jermaine, how do you feel when he does the Bow Wow challenge? and when this Bow Wow, and Jermaine, first I said, yo, Jermaine, I like the way you stand by Bow Wow when he messes up. He said, no, I don't. I said, wow, Jermaine. I said, wow. Then I said, so what's up with the Bow Wow challenge? And Bow Wow said, well, I'm trying to make a TV show out of it. And I think that's funny too. For people to laugh at you and you to make millions off of that.
Facts.
I think it's funny too. So if he pull it off, all due respect, nothing but love for him.
And is there anybody on the show that's can outdrink you, or anybody that's that can't hold their weight on the show?
Oh, there's a lot of people who can probably outdrink me, and there's a lot of people who can't hold their weight. See, I have a science to it now. My science is I don't drink before the artists get there. I won't have not one drink. And if I do that, once the artists get there and I get drunk with them, then pretty much nobody can't mess with me. But if I ever come to the podcast drunk, pretty much anybody can outdrink me because I don't get halfway drunk. I get all the way drunk. So if I start a podcast drunk, I'm finished. Like the artist will definitely outdrink me. But so that's my little method now. You know what I mean? I learned that out the bad way because Currency, we was interviewing Currency.
Yeah.
And Currency came 2 hours late. So the whole 2 hours I was just throwing them back. So by the time Currency, I didn't, let's go. I was just done. You know what I mean? So so that's my little method. But a lot of artists, Dame Dash pretty much outdrank me, even though I filmed 2 more podcasts before that. Who else? Tretch came drunk.
Of course.
Got more drunk.
Of course.
And then got drunker afterwards. Sadat X got drunk. That was dope. Everybody pretty much. It depends on the day. Jermaine Dupri went in. He took 8 shots at Tiger Bone. I'm blowing it up.
Tiger Bone?
Tiger Bone. I don't know if people know what Tiger Bone is, but it's terrible.
From Connecticut, yes. I know a lot of Jamaicans that drink that.
Yes, terrible. And we bring the Tiger Bone. We give all the artists a Tiger Bone, but I don't think nobody did 8 shots. I think Jermaine Dupri has the title. 8.
What is usually your drink of choice? I know Puffy's involved, so Ciroc and DeLeon.
Well, when I drink vodka, it's only Ciroc. When I drink vodka, I love the taste of Ciroc. Blue Dot is my favorite. Blue Dot with some salsa water, I'm done. I'm
Classic.
good. I just had French vanilla. French vanilla is not bad.
Yeah, I've had it too. It's not.
I thought it was gonna be too sweet, but I was wrong. It was very good, and I had hit it straight. I like it straight, but I prefer it a little more with a little bit of ice, and a little splash of salsa water. So and that's my drink. And then, but when I'm doing a podcast, I like to start it off with champagne because champagne puts me at an easier mood. And it doesn't slur my words as much because vodka, I'll be like,
all over the place.
After a while of vodka, I slur my words. So I try to hit the vodka on the side and do the champagne straight. But that's my thing. And then obviously, the Tiger Ball.
There you go.
Yeah.
So rock tips from N.O.R.E.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Wild 94.1. Make sure you check out Drink Champs and you got the food show as well.
On the Run Eating. Yep, this January. But for right now, we're going to focus on that Uno Mas, N.O.R.E. featuring Pharrell Williams. Rockata.
Let's get it, man. And when can we expect the album to drop?
Well, I don't think I'm doing an album. I think I'm going to just do an EP.
Okay.
And I got like 4 albums done, though, to tell you the truth. I got, after I drop this one EP, what I'm gonna be real excited about is my first time. I swear to God, I did this before Jay. Justice League can co-sign it. I got one whole project produced entirely by the Justice League. My first time ever doing that.
Shout out to Coleon.
Oh yeah. But my first time ever doing that. We got a whole joint, just produced by the Justice League. I swear we recorded and did this way before 444. Anybody in the Justice League could tell you, but I didn't want to throw it out like one song and then another song. I wanted to throw people to hear the whole project. So they've been busy, I've been busy, and our manager's even been busy. So we got to get a chance to sit down with their management, my management, Justice League, me, sit down, have dinner, and figure out how to roll this out the proper way. But so I got projects done. It's just about, I won't do nothing unless I could give it my 100%. So that's why you ain't been receiving music from me within the Drink Champs, because when we started the Drink Champs, because my energy was 100% focused on Drink Champs, that's it. But now that we got the thing rolling and we got the help from Revolt, they could come help with a couple of guests. They could come help with the office space. They could come help with the cameras. It gives me more time that I could come out here and I could promote the music and throw out the music and make music. So, yeah, but I got a couple of projects done. So no date on the EP or when or if that EP will actually turn into an album. I got to finish a couple of these next couple of records. I got like one day off, like tomorrow, and then I got to go right back to Radio Run. So on my day off, I'm planning on going to the studio. Pretty much, what a relaxed day, huh? Like I'm working on my day off, but yeah. So I won't know when, but I definitely, it would be like a springtime, summer project. I don't really like dropping winter projects.
Copy that. Well, I'm looking forward to it, dude.
Yeah.
And we got Uno Mas. You already know it's Wild 94.1. N.O.R.E., thank you, man,
thanks for having me.
Being here, dog.
Absolutely.
So it's awesome, man. It's Wild 94.1 Joy Franchize.
My brother, salute.